Now that we have looked very closely at the layer, the 7 wonders of the world, and we've looked at adding layers, and we've looked at how to add markers, and we've looked at how to add directions, we're going to take a little bit closer look at this one missing piece here called draw a line. So I'm going to take off my 7 wonders of the world, and I'm going to come up here and click on continents. Now notice when I click on that, I've already put markers down for the continents, but to a student or to the audience, it might be very difficult for them to understand the difference between North America and South America. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this line feature, and we're going to click on that, and notice it says add line or shape. So when I click on it, my cursor has changed and it looks like a plus sign, which means I can draw here on our map. So I'm just going to go ahead and click once, and notice how I've got a white circle and this black line that goes around, so that I can go ahead and draw a line. So I'm going to click. Every time I click, it's going to draw these lines out, and I'm just going to do this very quickly. Now notice when I get to the end, I want you to watch very closely what happens to my line. As I get closer and closer to the very first circle that I started with, the very first point, as soon as I get close, it automatically takes it and wants me to click on that very first dot. So when I click on that, it automatically creates this shape. So I just created a line, but by connecting it to the first dot that I started with, it creates a shape. So now I can more accurately say that this is North America instead of just leaving a dot or a marker on our screen, and I can give it a description as I usually do. So I can click Save. With our shapes, we can give it a certain style, which is going to be a color. It's also going to be a type of transparency, how see-through or not I want it to be, and how thick I would like for the border to be. So notice we don't really have the ability to change the style such as the icon, but we can change the border width as well as the transparency and the color. So now that I've done this, I'm going to click outside of that, and notice I can come back here and I can edit. I can add a description just like I can with my markers. I can also add my multimedia with images, and I can add videos, just like you can with your markers. Very, very similar. Now notice if I want to, I can come back in here to my shape. I can click on it, and my points appear. So if I want to, I can come back in here and I can change the shape. And I can alter it to fit maybe a little bit better than what I did the first time. So it's okay if the first time you mess up, you can come back in here and click on these to move them around and maybe make our shape more accurate. So it's okay if you mess up the very first time. Usually it's really great just to go ahead and throw something down. You can come back and mess with it and try, make a little bit more detailed later. So again, that is our shape. The only difference between our shapes and our lines is if with a line, it's just straight across. And as soon as you let go, you double click and you let go, and now I have this line. So with this line that I have on our map, sometimes it can be difficult to click on it. If you need to, you can come over here on the left and click on it this way. And you can see that I've got a distance here. I can change the style again with a color and with a width. And I can edit to give it a title and a description. And I can also add my images in my videos. So again, the only difference between your lines and your shapes is that when you finish drawing your line, you come all the way back around to the first point that you put down, and you're going to shade in that entire area. A line does not connect.